माधव कुंज बिहारी हरि नाम संकीर्तन की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। So on the occasion of Hera Panchami today, we'll be reciting from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 14, verse number 107. Yeah? Recite after me. कल्य हेरा पंचमी होबे लक्ष्मी विजय। आइजे उत्सव करे ये न कबु नाही भय। कल्य हेरा पंचमी होबे लक्ष्मी विजय। आइचे उत्सव करे न कबु नाही होय। Anybody please recite? कल्य हेरा पंचमी होबे लक्ष्मी विजय। ऐसा उत्सव करे न कबु नाही होय। कल्य हेरा पंचमी होवे लक्ष्मी विजय। ऐसा उत्सव करे न कबु नाही होय। कल्य हेरा पंचमी हवे लक्ष्मी विजय। ऐसा उत्सव करे न कबु नाही होय। कल्य हेरा पंचमी हवे लक्ष्मी विजय। ऐसे उत्सव करे न कबु नाही होय। What to what meaning? Kalya, tomorrow. Hera Panchami, the function of Hera Panchami. Hobe, will be. Lakshmira, of the goddess of fortune. Vijaya, welcome. Aiche, such. Utsava, festival. Kara, perform. Yena, as. Kabu, at any time. Nahi hoya, did not take place. Translation. Tomorrow will be the function of Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijaya. Hold this festival in a way that it has never been held before. So these are the words spoken by Maharaj Prataparudra to his minister Kashi Mishra. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The Hera Panchami festival takes place 5 days after the Rath Yatra festival. Lord Jagannath has left his wife, the goddess of fortune, and gone to Vrindavan, which is the Gundicha temple. Due to separation from the Lord, the goddess of fortune decides to come to see the Lord at Gundicha. The coming of the goddess of fortune to Gundicha is celebrated as Hera Panchami. Sometimes this is misspelled as Hara Panchami among the Ativadis. The word Hera means to see and refers to the goddess of fortune going to see Lord Jagannath. The word Panchami means the 5th day and is used because it takes place on the 5th day of the moon. Start with Mangalachara. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shradha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Bhalabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannadayate Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you for today's class. So today, being the auspicious occasion of Hera Panchami, I was advised to take this verse, and it's a very wonderful pastime as mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are preparing for the Rath Yatra festival, and they pull the Rath cart from Neelachala to Sundarachala. Sundarachala is the Gundicha temple. And after that, after 4 days, then the 5th day is the Hera Panchami festival. So, seeing that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are, very eagerly present, and they are all there, Maharaj Prataparudra was very eager to serve all of them very nicely. That's why he instructs his minister Kashi Mishra, who is also actually the overall in charge, or whatever you call, secretary for the Jagannath temple. So he tells him that make sure all the arrangements are, tomorrow is this Hera Panchami festival, and make sure all the arrangements are very nicely done. So let's go few more verses to see what Prataparudra Maharaj says. Text 108. Kim Prataparudra said, hold this festival in such a gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Take as many printed cloths, small bells, umbrellas and chamaras as there are in my storehouse and in the deity storehouse. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells. Then decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompany it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. You should also double the quantity of prasadam. Make so much that will even surpass the Rath Yatra festival. Arrange the festival in such a way that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may freely go with all his devotees to visit the deity without difficulty. So these are the instructions given by Maharaj Prataparudra. He wanted to see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, they could take full benefit of the festival, take full darshan, and enthusiastically participate in all the happenings over there. So then what happens? In the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associate with him to see Lord Jagannath at Sundarachal. So Sundarachal is Gundicha Mandir. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees returned to Neelachal with great eagerness to see the Hera Panchami festival. So Neelachal is Jagannath temple where Lord Jagannath resides all the time. So this Hera Panchami festival starts from there, because the whole Hera Panchami festival is, Hera means in Odia the root word means to see, and Panchami means the 5th day. So on the 5th day, after the Lord left the temple, Lakshmi Devi goes to see him. That's why this festival is called Hera Panchami. So she was told by Lord Jagannath, she was promised, oh, I'm just going out today along with my brother and sister, I'll return back tomorrow. So that's nature, like, whenever, just for one day I'm going out, nothing more. So he says like that and he goes, and then next day morning he doesn't return back. Lakshmi Devi is waiting 2 days, 3 days, 4th day, and now she becomes very, very, restless. What is happening? My husband has gone out, and she already knows that where he has gone, to the Sundarachal, which is Vrindavan. So she has a doubt, my husband has been taken, by brother and sister, they all went to Vrindavan. Will he return back or not? She is very anxious now. What is going to happen? He's not coming. He has forgotten me. He is neglecting me. First of all, he has gone without taking me. Where he has gone. And then he said he will return in one day. Now it's already 5 days. Not even a single message. It's completely forgotten me. So this is all, she was thinking. Then as it's mentioned in the, records of Jagannath temple, first she goes to Vimala Devi to ask her advice. What should I do? My husband is not treating me nicely like this. Then she was told, okay, go there, speak nicely towards your husband, and pacify him and enchant him and bring him back to your place. She says, yes, she will do that. But she thought it is better to take all her people. If at all, nothing works, then I'll bring back him by force. So she takes all her servants and family relatives, members, and they are all, Lakshmi Devi is, filled with opulence. Hiranya Varnam, Harinim, Suvarna Rajata Shrajam. So she has a golden complexion, and all the opulence she's filled with. She's the bestower of all opulence. And also that's the reason the whole Leela in the Neelachal is filled with the Aishwarya mood. Whereas in Gundicha temple, which is Sundarachala, it is sweetness, Madhurya, because it represents Vrindavan. Anyways, so she is the queen of Aishwarya. So while she goes, she along with all her servants, they are dressed in the most opulent way, wonderful saree and lot of ornaments, jewel ornaments, and they all go to the place. And they see, while they go there, the temple is, as soon as they are coming, the gate is closed, showing that they are not allowed. Already they are disturbed and angry, and this is the breaking point. Immediately all the servants of Lakshmi Devi become very, very fierce, angry, and then they go, they catch all the servants of Jagannath who are there, and they tie them up, and they bring them to Mother Lakshmi while beating them, and make them kneel down before Lakshmi Devi and plead that they are guilty, that they took Jagannath and they promised they will come next day and they didn't come. So they all plead guilty to Lakshmi Devi, and then they promise to bring the Lord soon. It's also mentioned in some places that Lord Jagannath, he knows, he is like the master of all trickery, everything. So what does he do? He sends his own garland to her, and seeing that she become completely pacified, Mother Lakshmi, and then she returns. Okay, he said he'll just come after a couple of days. Then she become little pacified for a moment, and she decides to go. But while going, they have to make sure that she's still angry. So the servants of the Lord, they break one small corner of Lord Jagannath's chariot, which is the Nandi Ghosh. And then that breaking represents that she's still angry, that, and he has to come back soon. So it's also, very important that when lady of the house is angry, don't keep all your most important things nearby, because they will get broken. So this is the pastime. Then she goes back on the same day, And then after a few days, then Lord Jagannath goes back to the Nilachala, his Jagannath temple. But you will see more about this pastime, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, they enjoyed this pastime. So before, the tradition in Lord Jagannath's temple was that they used to chant few prayers while the Lord is at Gundicha temple, few mantras as a symbolic aspect of the pastime. But during the time of one of the kings by name Kapileshwar Dev, he started this festival by bringing, he made a nice gold deity of Mother Lakshmi, and then started showing the entire pastime, how all the servants, Sevites of Jagannath bring the deity to Gundicha temple, and then the whole pastime happens around there. So we'll see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's presence, how this pastime took place. So as we described, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees returned to Nilachal with great eagerness to see the Hera Panchami festival. Kashi Mishra received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great respect, and taking the Lord and his associates to a very nice place, he had seated them there. After taking his seat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear about a particular mellow of devotional service. Therefore, mildly smiling, he began to question Swarup Damodar. Although Lord Jagannath enjoys his pastimes at Dwaraka Dham and naturally manifests sublime liberality there, still once a year he becomes unlimitedly eager to see Vrindavan. Pointing out to the neighboring gardens, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "All these gardens exactly resemble Vrindavan. Therefore, Lord Jagannath is very eager to see them again." Externally, he gives the excuse that he wants to participate in the Ratha Yatra festival, but actually he wants to leave Jagannath Puri and go to Sundarachal, the Gundicha temple, the replica of Vrindavan. The Lord enjoys his pastimes day and night in various flower gardens there. But why does he not take Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, with him? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this question. He's going, he should have taken his wife Lakshmi Devi. See what happened, he has not taken and she became angry. But why does he not take? What is the reason? Then Swarup Damodar says, Swarup Damodar replied, "My dear Lord, please hear the reason for this. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavan. In the pastimes of Vrindavan, the only assistants are the gopis. But for the gopis, no one can attract the mind of Krishna." So, in Vrindavan, the gopis are in the mood of Madhurya, the sweetness. But Lakshmi Devi is in the mood of Aishwarya. So that's why there is no chance of Lakshmi Devi going into Vrindavan Leela. That's what Swarup Damodar mentions. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, using the car festival as an excuse, Krishna goes there with Subhadra and Baladev. All the pastimes with the gopis that take place in those gardens are very confidential ecstasies of Lord Krishna. No one knows them. Since there is no fault at all in Krishna's pastimes, why does the goddess of fortune becomes angry? So Krishna has gone with his brother and sister, and he has gone to meet his confidential associates in Vrindavan. So what is making Lakshmi Devi angry here? Swarup Damodar replied, "It is the nature of a girl afflicted by love to become immediately angry upon finding any neglect on the part of the lover." So she felt hurt that she is neglected here. The Lord is going there and then he went, he said he'll come in one day, but it's already 4 days, 5 days. He did not only came, at least he had to send me a message. How are you? What are you doing? Nothing. He went and he completely forgot me. So that's what is making her very angry. So the anger exhibited by the Lord's consort Lakshmi Devi, it's not anywhere near to what we think the anger, what we exhibit in the material realm. So the main principle for a devotee is to have complete attachment to Krishna. Now, complete detachment to the material world and full attachment to Krishna is the base level that qualifies one to associate with Krishna. And these are the two important qualities of a devotee in Shantarasa. Yes, full detachment from material objects, material world, and full attachment to Krishna. And upon that, the aspect of rendering personal service, that's an extra addition to a devotee who is in Dasya Ras. Apart from being completely attached to Krishna, a devotee in Dasya Ras wants to serve him personally in some way. That's what qualifies him to become his servant. And then the devotee, when he has a desire to service, but in a way which is not formal, without any formality, without any rules and regulations, with complete affection, which is called Vishramba, that's what moves him from the Dasya Rasa, servitude, to friendship, to Sakya. And then when that service is completely filled with a mood of caring and for Krishna in such a way, thinking that without me serving him and caring for him, he'll not be able to sustain. So the mood of Palana, or that I am the maintainer of Krishna, that's what is the Vatsalya Rati. And along with all these four of being attached to Krishna and having a desire to render personal service to Krishna in a mood of very great intimacy, which is the Vishramba, along with the mood of Palana, that if I don't care for Krishna, he'll be in difficulty. Along with that, the mood of complete surrender and using everything along with one's body in full service of Krishna is the mood of conjugal rasa or madhurya rasa. So, a devotee such as Lakshmi Devi, who is in that mood of madhurya rasa, there is no question that she thinks about her own, sense gratification. Or when a conditioned soul like us becomes angry, it's mainly because we are self-centered. Why certain person is not serving me? Why he is neglecting me? I am the most important person. But when devotees who are close associates of the Lord, when they exhibit this kind of anger, it is not coming with a desire that I am, somebody great. It is coming with a desire of they're completely attached to the Krishna and they want to serve him with full love. And then when that love increases its degree, then it manifests in different forms. So, as mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are 8 degrees of that love, 8 degrees of Preeti or love for Krishna. The first level is rati or the base attachment to Krishna. Then the next level is called prema, and then it goes in different forms, but one form is after prema, then there is sneha, then there is pranaya, then there is mana, then there is raga, then anuraga and mahabha. This 8 degrees, it keeps increasing the level of the level of love for Krishna. So in conjugal rasa, then along with having the base strong attachment and affection for Krishna, which is rati, which turns into prema when it turns into a very sweet mood, from the level of prema, then it turns into a level called sneha. So this is defined by Bhaktivinoda Thakur is, when prema enters perfection and brilliantly illuminates the chitta or the consciousness, it is called sneha. So the whole consciousness is very illuminated with that love for the Lord. And as mentioned, that this sneha is of 2 different types. First one is called grita sneha, and the second one is called madhu sneha. Grita means ghee, like ghee. The intimacy with the Lord which is like ghee. So in anything, if you add ghee, what it happens? It becomes more and more solidified, more and more substantial. So when that love for Krishna is mixed with adara or intense veneration and respect and adoration for the Lord, then this kind of sneha, which is grita sneha, is formed. So when somebody loves the Lord very much, and then his mind, his consciousness is completely filled with great veneration and adoration for the Lord, then that form of sneha is called grita sneha. And in that mood, the devotee thinks, I belong to Krishna. And then the topmost devotee who personifies this is among the gopis the Chandravali Devi. And then the other form of sneha is madhu. Madhu means like honey. Though both are mentioned as sneha, one is the aspect of, like ghee has the aspect of cooling, but honey has the aspect of heating. So this sneha is like aggressive, passionate. So in this sneha, then it is sweet on its own, but at the same time it is very aggressive and passionate. So in this sneha, the devotee thinks Krishna belongs to me. I belong to Krishna is one level, and then the higher level or more concentrated is Krishna belongs to me. So that is personified to the highest extent by Srimati Radharani, that he belongs to me. So he has to act in a way that is pleasurable to us. Then when this sneha is refined to heights of excellence, it acquires new texture of sweetness characterized by firmer, less forgiving attitude mixed with guile and craftiness towards lover, then it is called mana. So when this sneha, which is intense intimacy with the Lord, then it reaches to a different height, then it comes out as mana, or no, you are angry with your beloved, and externally you show some indifference to the Lord and craftiness, that you are disliking his activities. So that is the mood that is exhibited by Lakshmi Devi in this particular pastime. Her mana or her anger is coming out of intense sneha, which is in the form of the madhu. or the honey like, where he belongs to me. The Lord is my husband. How can he go to some other place and forget me completely? But the underlying principle is that is filled with complete love for him. Yeah. And then after this where are we? Yeah, let's see what happens next. While Swarup Damodar and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were talking, the procession of goddess of fortune came by. She was riding upon a golden palanquin carried by 4 men and bedecked with variety of jewels. The palanquin was also surrounded by people carrying umbrellas, chamaravisks and flags, and it was preceded by musicians and dancing girls. The maid servants were carrying water pitchers, chamaravisks and boxes of betel nuts. There are hundreds of maid servants, all attractively dressed and wearing valuable necklaces. In an angry mood, the goddess of fortune arrived at the main gate of the temple, accompanied by many members of her family, all of whom exhibited uncommon opulence. When the procession arrived, the maid servants of the goddess of fortune began to arrest all the principal servants of Lord Jagannath. The maid servants bound the servants of Jagannath, handcuffed them, and made them fall down at the lotus feet of goddess of fortune. Indeed, they were arrested just like thieves who have all their riches taken away. When the servants fell down before the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune, they almost fell unconscious. They were chastised and made the butt of jokes and loose language. So they were really brought and almost they were snatched and dragged towards Mother Lakshmi, and they were almost unconscious when they came there. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates saw such impudence exhibited by the maid servants of the goddess of fortune, they covered their faces with their hands and began to smile. So it is such impudence, and what can you do? Seeing all this, everybody started smiling. Swarup Damodar said, "There is no egoistic pride like this within the 3 worlds. At least I have never seen or heard of it. When a woman is neglected or disappointed out of egoistic pride, she gives up her ornaments and morosely sits down on the ground, marking lines on it with her nails." So, the exhibition of Manalila in either Vrindavan or Dwaraka is in a different way. The beloved, she wants to show her disappointment, but she shows in a very mild way. She puts her head down, and if a lady is marking the ground with her nails, means she's unhappy or she's angry with you. Or sometimes it is mentioned about 3 levels of mana. Later on, Swarup Damodar mentions that some who are very light, they only faintly express their disappointment by the tone of their language, but they do all the services. Those who are little more agitated, they show it by difference in the attitude when they are doing the service. They don't do all the ones. They specifically forget something to show that they understand that they are disappointed like that. But Swarup Damodar mentioned, never I have seen somewhere that when you are disappointed, you come and show off your opulence like this. Only Lakshmi Devi does this. Nowhere it is done like that. And later on, as the discussion goes, then Srivas Pandit, he takes the mood of Narada Muni and he says, look, what is this? See our Lakshmi Devi. She is so opulent. She has so many riches. See the necklaces. See all the opulence. Why did your Krishna leave all this opulence and went for, ran for some fruits and roots and some trees in flowers in the forest of Vrindavan. There is nothing more opulent than what you see in Vaikuntha. Krishna is really, why he does things like this, we can't understand. Then, Swarup Damodar, he starts speaking. Oh, Shrivas, you may not know, but in the Vrindavan, even the whole place is filled with, Chintamani stones. Even the Vrajavasis, the gopis, their rings on their feet, they are made with that Chintamani stones. What they wear on their feet is made with the Chintamani stone. And every tree in Vrindavan is a Kalpa Vriksha. It can fulfill all your desires, but the Vrajavasis only ask fruits from them. And every cow is a Kamadhenu. He can give all the opulence what one can wish, but the Vrajavasis only take milk from them. And every talk of a Vrajavasi is like a song, and every walk of them is like a dance. So, the supreme opulence of Vrindavan is not seen anywhere in the three worlds. And Vaikuntha, the whole opulence of Vaikuntha doesn't even match with the speck of dust of Vrindavan. Like this, he starts explaining that how there is topmost opulence and Aishwarya in Vrindavan, but because of the sweetness of the pastime, because the devotees are completely mesmerized by the beauty of the Supreme Lord, they have no desire of this opulence. As mentioned by the Acharyas, the Madhurya Bhav is when of the six opulence, the beauty of the Lord becomes so predominant that it mesmerizes the devotees so much that they forget about all the other opulences of the Lord. That's why out of the qualities of Krishna, that four qualities of Krishna that makes him the supremost person, Rupa Madhuri, or his quality of being the topmost and the most beautiful person, is one of them. And that is the opulence of the Lord. That is the centralmost point in Vrindavan. Everybody discusses about the features, the beautiful features of the Supreme Lord. And that's the sweetness of this place. And because of that, the Lord Jagannath goes from Nilachal, or the place Vaikuntha, to the Sundarachal, or the Gundicha temple, which is Vrindavan Dham. So he has come here and performing his pastimes in Vrindavan along with his wonderful associates, and the whole time when the Vrajavasis were in separation from the Lord, and when they meet again the Lord at this time, their love and ecstasy goes to a different height. And at the same time, because the Lord is here, then Lakshmi Devi feels the viraha, or the separation from the Supreme Lord, and because of that separation, then her love is also shown, but in a different way. Her rasa is different. So when she is in viraha bhav, then when their love increases, then her mana or her anger comes out in a very different way. That is the pastime of Hera Panchami, that how her anger has come out. Whereas we see in Vrindavan Leela, when the Uddhava brings in his Sandesh, in the beginning, he sees how Srimati Radharani expresses her anger, showing indifference to Uddhava and talking to the bumblebee. So, these are the very, very sweet pastimes from which you can see how the Supreme Lord and his associate interact with each other, and the depth of their interaction, and that is the essence. And also as the aspect of viraha or serving in separation is there, our acharyas in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya always emphasized that we should be taking that mood in which the gopis are always looking in separation. Where is Krishna? No? How can I meet him? Not that I know Krishna, I am, I am already a associate of Krishna, I have got darshan of Krishna, etc. Because in the purport of 107, it's mentioned about a sampradaya called Ativadi. So this is the group. Just a small point to conclude. During the time of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a devotee by name Jagannath Das. So he, out of his own pride or bad association, whatever, he wrote a translation of, Odia translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he added 5 new chapters of his own in that. And then he comes, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servants are not there, he sneaks in and he comes to show it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Generally, everything that comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to go through Saru Damodar. But he finds out a time and sneaks in. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows what he is. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Oh Jagannath Das, you are such a great devotee, and I am such a humble man. You are such a great devotee that I am not even qualified to hear, your translation of Bhagavatam." Then in spite of seeing the sarcasm in it, him and his followers think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has glorified them, and they started their own sampradaya and preaching that Bhagavatam in Orissa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want to hear him because he tried to speculate something more, crossing over Vyasadeva. So that is not the mood. So anybody who tries to think they are over smart and they know Krishna better than what our acharyas know, and they try to present something which is not in line with the acharyas, they all fall into this upper sampradaya of Ativadi. So we have to be careful, and we have to imbibe that mode in which our acharyas showed us. And here even Lakshmi Devi faced that situation of being separated from the Lord, and then her attachment to Krishna came out more, and she showed in a different way. And eventually when Krishna goes back to the Neelachal temple, first the Jagannath goes, first the Baladev Rath goes in, and then Subhadra Maharani goes in. But as soon as Jagannath comes, the gates are closed. You closed the gates when I came there. Now the gates are closed. Then he says, "Oh, please allow me." No question of allowing you inside. Wait there. You made me wait for so many days. Now you have to wait outside. Then the Lord says, "Oh, you know what? I got you some nice gifts. I got some, rasgullas for you from, Sundarachal." Then she, "Oh, is it?" She forgets all her anger. So whenever you do mistake, then get some gift. That's what Lord Jagannath shows in the pastime also. Then she takes the sweets and then she allows him. That's the sweet pastime of Jagannath returning back on the day of Bahuda Rath, you call the Ulta Rath. So that day. Okay, we'll end here. Anybody has any comments? Anything else to say? Questions?
Thank you, Prabhu, for your wonderful lecture. Prabhu, my question is that every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita So Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about Amrita Prabha Bhasha by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So is this book available? My question is that have you seen this book? Because I tried to find out, but I couldn't. Have you seen that book, Amrita Prabha Bhasha?
I also didn't see, but in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary, he mentions about this. That's how we know. So he gave a commentary on Chaitanya Charitam. That is available, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Okay.
In that he mentions what his father mentioned.
Because every chapter Srila Prabhupada mentioned
Yes,
about
yes.
Amrita Prabha Bhasha in the introduction of the chapter.
Basically, Srila Prabhupada translated into English what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written in Bengali. Most of the times it's like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. And we see that whereas for Bhakti, for the book Brahma Samhita, already Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has translated. That's why Prabhupada said, no need to translate. All other books which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur didn't translate to English, he translated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Jagannath Gundicha temple at the morning time. And after that he took served Damodar, the Singhodda, the Lion's Gate. And Kasi Mishra gave the seat, nice seat to see nicely these pastimes. So I see everything happen near Singhodwar.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother Lakshmi, he destroyed the chariot, Rathabhanga. So the Ratha, the chariot was near Gundicha temple. So I little bit doubt, where is
Yes.
the chariot?
So, first, while coming out the procession, that was mentioned that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given a seat to stay. And then, when the procession goes, definitely Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all associates went to Gundicha temples from Neelachal, and there then they see the other festival. So, it's not mentioned in this, but you have to understand then. With the procession, they went to the other place, and that's where they met. They saw the other aspect of the pastime. The Rath chariot is there in the front of Gundicha temple only. There are other writings in Madalapanji where it clearly mentions they come there and the gate and they see the Rath cart there and become more angry. He is here only, like that. The details is mentioned in some other place. Okay. So we'll end here. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, हेरा पंचमी महोत्सव की।